again, we're going to have templates here for. I've got this. I changed this template. You can see. I got rid of the money flow, the derivative of money flow, and I put in the oscillator, the actual momentum indicator here. This is the oscillator with the divergence stripped out. So I like this better than the money flow. I don't use that money flow much at all. Now I'm going to have another for anybody who just wants to try to trade the SPY super system trades. We'll have one more template, which will have nothing except these two on here, the current time frame momentum and the oscillator, and of course the VWAP, the 15 EMA, and the pop out of the box symbols. The rest of the stuff will be here, but down here you're just going to have this and this. That's it. And if anybody, you'll be able to swap these back and forth. You'll be able to get all three of them. The one with the money flow in here, this one that I'm using now, which I like, and then the one with just the SPY super system. And you'll be able to get those particular templates. And again, if you buy the software, you'll have access to all three of those templates. You can use whichever ones you want. I'm happy with this one. I can trade everything right off of here. But some people just want keep it simple. If you're just trading the SPY super system, you don't need this other stuff. Calls or puts, Scott. Put debit spread on Netflix. Put debit spread on Netflix. Again, what I said was I've said this a few times now on Netflix. I took the 882.50 puts, I bought them, and I sold the 870 puts. All right, and that's for next Friday, January 10th, and I paid $480 for them. They're at $488 right now. I'm just looking for a pull down in this in Netflix. Again, $480 for a $12.50 spread is pretty nice. I got about $7.20 worth of $7.70 worth of that I can get a profit of $7.70 on this thing, which would be a massive amount. But I will, if I can get 100% on this thing, I'll be happy. Okay, we took Microsoft off today. That worked nicely. I had Tesla. I also took that off, which has actually gone up some more since then. Took my SPY calls off from overnight. Made some profits on that. Moderna is a dog. This thing's just not working at all on Moderna. GRRR has pulled back quite a bit today. $22.56 is support on that. I think I got a couple. Somebody has a question on GRRR. Let me look. Stephen, are you looking to get into GRRR? Would you go with February 21st, 1750 calls? Let's see. Anthony, you bought the 885s and sold the 870s. Okay. Yeah, that's $15 spread. That's fine. I don't know what you paid for it, but that should work okay. OKLO is also running hard. Yeah, that goes with the NNE. It's right up against a. Be careful on OKLO. It's got an algo line here on it, right here, and it's coming right up to it. That's definitely resistance right there. It's got to get through there. There's NNE. You can see running right into this. This is into the area now where I would be interested in trading it. Above this 26. It's above there with room to 27.94. Not a big move, but there is some room in there right now. But it needs to stay above there. When will they be available, Gary? Probably maybe sometime in the next week or two. they'll be available. And let me look at that GRRR for you, Stephen. Again, this looks like it's going to be an inside day in the market, so we'll see. GRRR, you're talking about the February 21st, 1750 calls. Let's see. So they're about 850 by 890 to about 870. See, stock's trading at about 24. It has a delta of 79. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You get about, right now you get about $6.50 of intrinsic value in it. So you're paying about $2 time, $2.25 times, something like that. But that's out to February. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Again, I have the January 17th ones. Allie, am I still in Twillo from a while back? I am. Yeah, I'm still in Twillo. You know, I mean, Twillo is I expected more out of it, of course, because I liked it when it went above here, but it pulled back. But it's still bullish. You notice it's still above. You see, it was kind of just churning just below the 8 and 15 here. And so we'll see. We had kind of a bearish move down here on volume, but then it bounced right back up again. But it's a big bull flag, and it's a nice move up, and I still like it, especially if it gets above this 113 or 1301. It's got room up here to 122. I think my expiration date is 17th, so I need to get this thing to move, but I'm still in it. Yep, still bullish for sure. Earnings on 212. You can sell calls against it to work the price off. Yeah, you can, Stephen. Yep. It's only got monthlies, so you can't sell weeklies like you can with RGTI. All right, just gonna look for some stocks here again. SPY Super System. I haven't taken any trades. I just don't like this price action. I mean, we're set up pretty nicely. We got some nice momentum, but we got so much resistance system these things are at that they just keep running into resistance. IWM ran right up against the 15 and pulled back. See, it's oscillator here. This momentum is going down. So yeah, I would say we'll have the templates ready in probably a couple of weeks. We got to get them together. We got to get them distributed, but you'll be able to just click on. You can go in. I don't know if you know how to do this, but what you do is on your studies, you go into studies. You say save study set or load study set, and you have a study set for. You'll have them for the 3 different kinds, and you can just click on whichever one you want, and it'll load it up on there. Take my first look at the T2104 today. Bullish, definitely bullish. Very bullish. Get some folks in YouTube watching. Welcome, YouTube folks. Again, this is our software platform right here. This is the Thinkorswim platform, but I'm running a SPY Super System software, sometimes called the Compass software, on here, which gives us our indicators. This is current time frame. This is multiple time frame momentum. This is current time frame momentum. This tells us what the institutions are doing. This is long-term trend. Up here we have the SPY trading right now. We trade SPY, what's called the SPY Super System. We trade the SPY, the Qs, the IWM off of this indicator right here, and we look to take when it's blue or green, it's bullish. Red or yellow, it's bearish. We try to trade it off the VWAP right here, the pink line, or the 15 EMA, this green line. Those are the support resistance levels that we use to get in on that. And then we can use the current time frame and the multi-time frame momentum together in combination for taking trades on the short side. We just talked about doing Netflix with a put debit spread on it. If I look at Netflix, see what you've got here. This is blue, this is yellow, so we've got mixed signals on here right now. This thing is switching back and forth, but the technical setup was pretty good on this. And we also got RGTI long off of this. See how nice this is. Everything's current time frame momentum, multi-time frame momentum, all green. Institutions are buying. The trend is good and is trying to break out. So a nice trade on RGTI. Bought it yesterday. About $15 calls. Paid about $5 something for them. We're going to try to get out for $7.50. Good morning, Thomas. Good morning. Roger, do I just look at T2104. I mean, there's a bunch of other internals you can look at, but I try to keep it simple here. I'm trying to keep it simple in my own mind. I don't want to confuse myself with too many other ones. So I mean, if you're looking at convergence with a bunch of different indicators or a bunch of different things for market internals, it gets too confusing for me. I think I'd rather just have one that I can rely on, because listen, you're not ever going to get all of them the way you want, and there's no one that's going to be perfect. So I do like the multi-time frames here. I like to look at these two for taking the trade to make sure that I've got bullish and bullish on current time frame and multi-time frame. But as far as the indicators, I just use T2104 for market internals. Shy Tesla starting to move with some volume. Yeah, it is, and it's got room to 401.52 here right now. Nice bounce in Tesla. Trading at 394.39. Up about 4% today. Nice look on that one. Tesla, the $400 lottos don't look bad. I like they're probably pretty cheap. Again, 401.52 is resistance, so yeah, they could get to 400. It's moving pretty nicely, at least for the last 4 or 5 candles in a row. Roger, yeah, I do like to try to keep it as simple as I can. That's why I've taken some of this other stuff off. Like this had the 50 SMA on here for a 5-minute chart. I don't use it. I don't use the 50, the 100, or the 200 on anything but the daily chart. So I don't need them on here. But the things that here, like the pop out of the box symbols, and the indicators, of course, these things are critical to let me know what the institutions are doing. Really, really important. Got to have that. I got to have the VWAP. I got to have the pivot point. I got to have the 15. I'll probably take these trend dots off. I don't use those either. This Tesla moving up pretty strongly. There's Reddit that was called out earlier. Reddit's a nice setup. Tesla's got some room. I'm not going to chase it, but it's a potential intraday long, or as Ali just pointed out, a $400 lotto perhaps. Carvana still weak, breaking below VWAP after filling the overnight gap. Yeah, there's a report on there yesterday as a short. You can see what it did today on Carvana. Big gap down, filled the gap right up to here, and then it's pretty much filled it, and now it's starting to roll over again, right down to the VWAP. The daily chart right here. Got support right there. Notice it went right through support and came back up to it again. It's kind of trapped in between these two levels. So again, it's in no man's land for me right now. Netflix bouncing back up again now. Again, I just have one contract on that put debit spread for next week. Nice profits, Ari, and Tesla. Yeah, you missed it this morning when it went down, but you got it when it went up. That's fine. That's the whole idea of taking strangles and straddles. Netflix right back up to the VWAP. I'm going to look for some SPY Super System trades, but I haven't really taken any today. This was okay right here. We've had too much of this chopping around. And again, my concern is we're running up against resistance. The SPY's got the 50-day just above right now. The 8 just above right now at 591. Moving up pretty nicely though. That was a nice move right off the 15. That was a trade. You could have traded that, of course. Notice it went yellow and then it went green right there. See what the Qs are doing. Very similar move in the Qs. But again, too extended for me to take it now. It's too far away from the 15. I gotta wait for it to come back. Took some IWM right here. SPY Super System with IWM. I got to be careful here. I got to watch the resistance level on it. It's got the 100-day just above, so I got to watch this really close. 223.70, 223.70. But again, if I can get 30-40 cents out of this, I'll be happy. There really hasn't been much opportunity to trade this, but the indicator's blue. It's not sloping up very steeply, so I got to be really cautious with this. but I'm not going to try to take huge profit in it either. I took the 222.50 calls, 222.50 calls. I took them for 82 cents. I'll probably try to get out for around $1.02 or something like that, if it moves. I'm looking for it to move up to right around somewhere close to where it got to before. We'll see if it does. I'd like to see the oscillator moving up a little faster. But it is right on the 15. I mean, the reason I took it was because it was the perfect entry level. The other indexes are too far away from the 15. The IWM's right on it. So again, I had, like, my loss would be really minor if it pulls back below the 15. Any opinion on urban calls that I bought last week? Well, I sold them yesterday, and it still looks bullish to me. I still like the setup here. They're on my list to consider getting back in again. So I like urban. January 17th, 53. Yeah, I would go out if I bought them again. I would go out. I would go out past the January 17th. I'd go out probably the middle of February on the next time I bet them. But I did sell it yesterday. I pointed it out. I sold it for a nice profit yesterday. Again, I'm on IWM right now, SPY Super System, long. Again, watching the IWM, and I'm in the calls right here. I'm watching it move up. I have to keep an eye on the IWM on the 100-day moving average. It's very, very close. 223.71. So I'm going to peel this off pretty soon. If it keeps going, again, I get in at, took the 222.50 calls. I paid 82 cents for them, $82, and I got a sell order at $102.02. See if we get there. It's 97 right now, up 15 cents. I'm trying to take 20 cents on it. On a day like this, I'll be happy with 20 cents off the IWM. I would be expecting on the SPY to try to get more like 40 or 50, in the Qs to get more like 70 or 80. But the IWM, 20 cents is a pretty good profit in this index. So we'll see if we get there. It's trading at 223.29 right now. Probably 223.32 will get me out. I'm out. Right at 223.32 it clicked. So anyway, I'm out of that for a nice profit. So I'm out of my first SPY Super System trade of the day. The IWM was a nice one. Nice little profit again. 20 cents on an $82 entry is pretty good. 25% in about 3 minutes. So I'm out of that one. That worked very nicely. SPY still moving. I can't chase it up here. Q's the same thing. So I took the IWM. I was close to my 15. I had minimum downside risk on this thing, so that's why I took it. It worked fine. I probably could have made more money on it, but again, on a day like this, I'm happy with it. I get in at 82, out at $1.02. It's trading at $1.04 right now. Netflix has gone against me, but that's next week's. Not too worried about it. I'm just watching the daily chart. Still bearish on the daily chart. Again, out of the SPY Super System on the IWM, that's the only one I've taken today. I closed my SPY calls this morning for a profit from overnight. I closed VSTM stock that we bought yesterday. I bought yesterday for a profit. I took profits in Microsoft Strangle, and I took profits in Tesla Straddle. Moderna's not doing anything. Moderna, this thing is just languishing. Again, I have a 41.42, and it's just trading right in the middle of the two strikes. The worst place you can be with it. So that thing is not doing much of anything. And I took Netflix. I took a put debit spread on Netflix, expiring next week, in the keep forgetting. Yeah. Yeah, I took 882.50, 870. 882.50, 870. $12 spread. Alright, so SPY again moved up nicely, kind of compressing a little bit now. Again, IWM, I took profits in my IWM SPY super system trade. There's just not a lot of movement here today. I mean, that worked pretty nicely. It was like the perfect setup, right at the 15, right through the 15. Going, the index turns blue, goes above the 15. You take it here, and I'm out here. One candle, but again, a 25% profit with just that one candle. SPY coming right up against the 8 exponential moving average right now. TRRR, pulled down, bounced up, just down a little bit here today. Still like it. Trading still above 22.56. As long as it stays above there, I'm fine with it. RGTI pulled back a little bit today, down about 6%. 1879. I'm happy with that. I sold some calls against it expiring next week. That I'm doing okay on those. Palantir up today, $4.11. Nice pop in Palantir. Again, I still like this Palantir. It's been languishing here for a while, but it did a nice PBO, and this is a nice bounce in Palantir. Again, I'm still in these Palantir calls, and nice bull flag here, pull back with a PBO, held the 15 pretty well, and then nice candlestick today. Not a massive amount of volume, but a decent amount of volume, 31 million shares. So pretty nice volume. It's going to be average or so today, but this is a nice move in Palantir. Roblex, we're still in Roblex. Roblex making a nice little move today again. Nice inside of this little void right here. We'll see if we can get that to fill here in the next few days. Again, I'm short Builder as well. Still a decent short. Up for the day, but still a decent short. FI not really doing too much. It is up today. Needs to get above that 50-day moving average right there. RYTM bouncing up. This was one of Ari's calls from a while back. It's a nice one. And again, I'm still in Twillo. Like to see it get above that 113.01. All right. See if we have any other questions. I'm not probably going to take a lot of SPY Super Systems trades today. I had that nice one in IWM. I'm happy with that. That worked out fine. All I can do is take what the market gives you. That's it. Can't do an awful lot beyond that. Triple Qs at the high of the day. Pretty nice little move in the triple Qs. Right up against the 8 exponential moving average right now. Right up against it. The CRNC momentum stock just keeps on going this morning. Just stacking candles after candles, up 112% right now. CRNC really ripping here. Only options you can get at the $10 options that are okay on it for January 17th. They're going for about $8 right now. The stocks, those are the $10 options, and it's trading at $18 right now. So that's basically intrinsic value on those. If you can get them for about $8 on the $10, you're not going to get them that now. it's already up to 18.20. This thing's really flying. So again, this is a stock that can turn around fast and go against you. But it can also keep on going up. And again, it's a risk, of course, but you can buy the stock as well. But options aren't bad. $10 options are not bad. Okay, a bunch of questions here. NVIDIA really strong today. Yeah, NVIDIA is very strong today. I noticed that. It's gapped up, moved up above a resistance level. It's got room to 147.56 right now. NVIDIA is strong. Apple is kind of weak. It's just putting in a doji candle. But yeah, NVIDIA is pretty strong. Eric, remember, I've had a good 20 hours, it seems. You're mostly watching right now. I've had yesterday was a really choppy day to trade, and I took some SPY calls overnight based on a divergence that I spotted, that I saw, and it went against me pretty hard in the afternoon. I kept them overnight, and it gapped up this morning, so that worked out pretty nicely. And we had some nice trades. We took this Microsoft Strangle yesterday for 416. We took it off for 516 this morning. RGTI is working beautifully. This is going to be a very nice one. But I haven't got a lot of trades on right now because of the market has been slow and so choppy in December, and things should start to pick up here in the next week or so. So we'll be taking some more trades. Still looking SPY Super System trades. I just took one today. I took the IWM, and the reason is because we've got so much resistance just above the price action right now in the Qs. If I look at the Qs, if I look at the three indexes that we use, which is the SPY right here, you see this right here. That's the 8 exponential moving average right there, and that's a horizontal resistance right there. So SPY is the triple Qs. Again, right up against the 8 exponential moving average with the 15 just above it is the 50 right here below it. And the IWM, which I did take it as it went off the 15 this morning, it had resistance at the blue line right here, which is the 100. So when I took it, to traded within that range and made 25% on it. And that's the only SPY Super System trade I did today, was that one. I did take a Netflix put debit spread for next week. We'll see what that does. But welcome to the room, Eric. Appreciate having you here. Again, check out my videos if you get a chance over the weekend. There's video on the SPY Super System and ones on all the strategies we trade. So it just depends on how you like to trade, what your interest is. Ali, a lot of the robotic stocks doing good. Mobileye, OUST, I don't know that one. Yeah, they're moving up nicely right now. Can I go over what the colors of the indicators on the TC2000 charts are? Sure, I'll do that. William, you pulled in $3 from CRNC and $100 chunks, $100 chunks, and it just keeps going. Yeah, I know. I took some $10 calls in it. I paid $8.10 for them or something like that, or I forget what I paid for them, but it was $8 or a little less. Take a look at AMBA, AAP. Got a lot of indicators being thrown here. Gary, go over the TC2000 chart. Sure. Let me show you what the colors mean on that. Let me just look at my CRNC position for a second, because this looks like it's moving pretty fast. Again, I paid $8.16 for that. Right now it's trading at $9.15. I'm not going to get extremely greedy on this thing. I'll probably try to put a sell order in around, I don't know. I'm going to watch it for a bit. Maybe 10.25. Yeah, just put a sell order in at 11.25 and leave it there. See what happens. All right, so here's my TC2000 chart. So the lines that I got on here is this. I've laid this chart up because this is pretty easy. These are my volume bars down here. Anything that's white is above average volume. Anything that's blue is way above average volume, 150% or more. So I can get a good idea of the volume there. This, I'm not going to talk about this. This is Heikinaichi reversal indicators, letting you know that this went from a red to a yellow to a green. This was a Heikinaichi reversal, but I'm not going to go into that in detail. This is 100. The blue line is 100. The red line is the 50. The purple line here is the 200. Right. So those are the three simple moving averages on the daily chart. I don't use these on the 5-minute chart. Then I've got the 15 EMA, 15 exponential moving average, and the 8 exponential moving average. I use these in tandem. Typically, when a stock breaks down, I'll use the 8 as a stop, but then I'll shift to the 15. I give it room to the 15. Like this broke down through the 8, hit the 15 and bounced. Do I use these together? Okay, so those are the lines that I have on my TC2000. If you look at the 5-minute chart, you're going to see similar things. I've got on the 5-minute chart, I actually have the SPY for the 5-minute chart of the SPY plotted on here. This is the SPY, what the SPY is doing, so I can see how the stock is performing relative to the SPY. Okay, so you can see the SPY is moving up, so is this. This is pretty much moving in conjunction with the SPY. And then again, the 8, the white line, the 15, the orange line, the VWAP, the yellow line on here. Okay, so those are the main lines. I've got horizontal resistance and support lines, etc. But those are the indicator lines that I use on TC2000. Okay. APP going, Ali. And roll APP. Yep. Nice move up past 350 today. Nice little pullback in this thing. That's Ali trades the heck out of this thing, I tell you. And it's starting to look pretty good again. I have to put it back on my list again for potential long. All right, everybody. About 12:08 right now. I'm still in the CRNC. I just took some $10 calls in this thing. Again, this is a momentum stock. I've got to get out of it today. I can't stay in it. I got in for 8.16. I've got a sell order in for 11.25. I think trading at 9.30 right now. And if it momentum starts to wane, I'll probably just take it off. Because I'm not going to get greedy on these stocks. They can, if you look at the daily chart in the CRNC, this is a pretty extravagant candle right here, 137%. How far is it going to go? Well, it isn't going to go forever. it's going to pull back. SPY just moving sideways now. Triple Qs also moving sideways, getting close to the 15. But again, as I showed you, all of these indexes are very, very close to resistance levels right here. So unless we get a breakout and a confirmed breakout, I'm not expecting an awful lot. These trades today are going to have to be fairly quick on these indexes. CRNC starting to lose a little bit of its momentum here. I'm probably going to take this thing off. I can get a little over $1 profit in it right now. So I just took CRNC off. Just took a $1 profit on my contracts for the calls I had. Guess a good thing I took the CRNC off, which I did. That was just a kind of a quick trade off of that momentum stock, but I'm done with that. Market pulling in right now. No big surprise. Again, expecting it to run into these resistance levels, and that's the problem with this SPY super system. We're taking SPY super system trades today. You got to be fairly quick. Again, so I'm out of there. I took nice 25% profit on IBWM, but it's a very quick trade. William, since I'm answering questions, why does my TC2000 have Bollinger Bands and other indicators listed, but I don't see them in the chart? Are you able to toggle them on and off as you view the chart? I ask because it'd be awesome, but I don't know how to do it. ChatGPT has not been helpful. Okay, yeah, a good question, a very good question, William. Let me show you. All right, let's go over here, and let's not look at CRNC. Let's look at something else. Let's look at the SPY. All right, look at the SPY. All right, so this is my 5-minute chart on the SPY. All right, and here's my Bollinger Band right here. Okay, my Bollinger Band 10-2. So I edit them. Okay, if I want to see what they look like, I just go like that. There they are. But I don't need them anymore because my candlesticks are kind of telling me. You notice that you see how the Bollinger Bands are expanding here, going up, and I color my candles blue. You see they compress, go back to red again, and green because the Bollinger Bands are compressed. This is what tells me that the Bollinger Bands are expanding. So I don't really need them anymore, but I have it on there. And I have a bunch of other things on here too. You know, I have pivot points in case I want to see what the pivot points are, but here's pivot points right there. So I can use those if I want to use pivot points. This is because I've done so many indicators and I've tested so many things. So I've got all these on here, and again I have the this is like this thing called the volatility stop. Volatility stop. They'll put little green and red dots on the method. Some people use these to decide to get in and out of trades. You can see the SPY is still bullish here on the 5-minute chart. Now, these all apply to the daily chart as well. So if I switch over to the SPY daily, and go right here to the SPY daily, and I go to my Bollinger Band. I'll use 10-8. I got two bands in here, but I'm using this one here. Right, there's my Bollinger Band. Okay, on the SPY, on the daily. So that's how I use those, William. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and again, I can test things out pretty quickly, but I thought, you know, instead of keeping the Bollinger Bands on there, which cluttered up the chart a lot, especially since I had two sets of Bollinger Bands on there. You know, I had the 10-2 and I had the 10-8. So I would have lots and lots of lines. So I just decided to put a search in there, to put in a formula in there to look for the Bollinger Bands, upper bands going up, lower band going down, moving to the downside and to the upside. In other words, they're expanding, and just color my candlesticks to it. Yeah, it is hard to manage when you have a bunch of them linked together. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on TC2000. I've been using this thing for about 16 years, and they've improved it a really lot. But when they were able to add the color codes and stuff, everything, and the different scans that you can do, you know, I can look for stocks that are trading above the 50 and below the 50, and then above the 50, and it's occurred in the last 10 days or the last 20 days. There's lots of scans you can do on it. It's pretty powerful. Why the two Bollinger Band settings? No, not different time periods. Yeah, well, actually, yeah. You know, the 10 I use like an 8-day and a 10-day, I think, or something like that. I use two different sets of Bollinger Bands because there's some of the strategies I was using. We're using one kind of Bollinger Band and the other one, and then a second Bollinger Band. And then what happens is a lot of times, if the price got above the first Bollinger Band, the second Bollinger Band above it would be like the next resistance. It was kind of like using the 8 and 13 together to identify the levels. Okie doke. It's the Q's coming back down to the 15 and trying to bounce here. Again, we've got the momentum as indicators going to yellow. Again, these are the SPY, the Q's are all right up against resistance. The IWM too. Good morning. Hey, Arun, hello. How are you? Umi, how are you? Welcome to the YouTube feed. Joining up for the first time, happy to have you here. The volume is low. Now, I got my volume turned up as best I can. I've got a pretty nice mic here, but it depends. You might have to crank your volume up a little bit. Do I trade the 0-day Qs and SPY options? I trade, yes, IWM, SPY, and Q. I use what I call my SPY super system, trading off of my indicators here, the compass system or the SPY super system, telling me the institutions are buying or selling. Now, I obviously look at the market to see if we get a trend day or a chop day. Chop day, I'm going to take fairly quick trades in this thing, but if you look at the IWM, I took it on the 5-minute chart. I took it as it bounced off the 15 right here. This is the 15 EMA. This is where I took it. See how it went from selling, red, buying, institutions selling, institutions buying, bouncing off the 15, and I have this indicator here which tells me I'm breaking compression. Pop out of the box symbol. I took it here, and I get out here, and I made 25% in that quick little run right here. But you gotta, that's why getting in right near the support and resistance levels is important. But I trade 0 days. I trade that trade was done on today's expiration. But once I get past lunchtime to around 1 o'clock, I moved to the next day's expiration. Okay. I do that the next day expiration, so that I don't have to suffer through too much time decay if the index compresses. Yeah, the volume's okay today. Again, this is a set of indicators here. This is a SPY super system indicators. Rightline sells those. I bought them and I put them on my TC2000 chart back before I had a trading room with Rightline, and it made a big difference in my trading, because I had about an 82 or 83% win rate, and now I've cranked it up to close to between 88 and 90% most of the time. And it's because I can avoid trades that the institutions are not in, and I only take trades that the institutions are in. So I'm following the institutions. This gives me the information I need to do that. It goes right on your TC2000 chart. You can buy it, and you get all these indicators. You get the chart that'll look exactly like mine, along with the scanners. And again, we're going to have a template here soon that's just going to be for the SPY super system. This I use for the SPY super system, but I also use it for all of my swing type trades. You can buy this, and you just call Rightline, and you can put it right on your Thinkorswim program, a platform. They'll put it on there for you. All right, and again, you can call them at 786-732-4656. Talk to Rory. He'll put them on there. We have a lot of people buying these things, this software, because it really made a big difference in me. And I've had this room now. I'm just out of my 4th year, and we've had 36 months of trading in the room, and 33 winning months, 3 small losing months, running between 87 and 90% win rate. All right, so that was for YouTube folks. Do they have it for TradeStation? No, it only runs on Thinkorswim or Ninja. But here's the thing: you don't have to. I don't trade off of Thinkorswim. I trade off of Tradia. You don't have to trade off of the platform you put this on. I use this to get my indicators, and then I trade off of whatever platform you want to trade off of. I trade off of Tradia through using TradeHawk. But that's where I put my trades in and out. But I use this to get the information I need, and this doesn't go on TradeStation. It only goes on Thinkorswim or Ninja. But you can trade on any particular platform you want. And remember, if you want this software, you go ahead and put it on Thinkorswim. You don't have to pay for the Thinkorswim platform. You can load Thinkorswim up for nothing. And I don't think you even have to keep a balance. You might have to keep $100 in there to keep it open, but I don't think so. And again, that way you can get all the information you need to make the trade. Okay. And so again, just kind of watching here, IWM right back to the 15 again. Again, it's still got room to the 100, just like it did when I took it before, but it's very, very close now. 223.71. See, that's not enough. That's not enough room for me to try to take a trade here. 40 cents. Pretty tight. Plus, it's still yellow here on the momentum indicator. All right, see if we get any more questions here. Getting up at about 12:25. I'm going to take lunch here pretty soon. And we'll end the YouTube feed at that point. Can I say that again about the specific compass for SSS? I don't remember what I said. I have Ninja. Do you think it would be better than TOS? You know, Ninja is a platform for typically. I mean, I have Ninja, but I use it for trading futures. But in my personal opinion, now they have a thing called the money flow tracker that runs on Ninja, but I much prefer the look on Thinkorswim to find these things, find these trades. I think that, you know, on Ninja, it's more difficult to look at it and interpret it and then move over and buy options, because you're not going to buy options. You would normally not going to buy options on Ninja. You're just going to buy futures. Now, if you're just trading futures, you can trade futures anywhere. You can trade futures here as well. But I prefer the setup here on Thinkorswim. But, you know, that's my personal opinion. Specific compass for a SPY super system. What I said, I think, William, was I'm going to put a template out that if you want to have a template for Thinkorswim for just the SPY super system, which you can toggle back and forth between this one and the SPY super system one, it's just going to have this indicator and the VWAP and the 15 EMA and the pop out of the box symbols. It's just going to have what we need. It'll have this as well. And I'm going to take these things off. That'll give you more room for the chart. And if you're just trading the SPY super system, you can use that. I use this because I need the other information for my intraday trades and swing trades. But some people like to just trade the SPY, the Qs, and the IWM, or the futures, or the SPX, or whatever they want to trade, but one of the indexes. So that would give them just the indicator they need for that. And there'll be you can go into the studies and pick the setup that you want. One of them would just be for the SPY super system. One of them would be for the entire net setup here. So you can do that now with the desktop and TOS, right? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. A lot of people aren't familiar with doing that. I'm just going to produce a separate separate template for just the SPY super system. Give it a right line, and they can give it to anybody who wants it, who's a subscriber. And there'll be people that will just want to subscribe to it and just get the SPY super system template, and they'll have that, because some people just want to trade that. They don't care about anything else. So I just want to give them that option. Peppering me with questions, William. Too much caffeine? Don't worry about it. The market's not doing anything. It's a good day for questions. I mean, I feel really fortunate to have squeezed out such nice profits today. Our GTI pulling back a little bit, taking a little bit of the pressure off of my covered calls, so I can be able to take them off at some point, maybe next week. Carl is buying Qs. Let's see, buying the Qs. Flirt with the 15, which they are. The current time frame color of red right here. Yep. Now we're seeing a setup for SPY super system. Not really. I mean, theoretically, yes. You do have a potential for a short here. All right, on the Qs. You do have potential for a short on the Qs. Probably the SPY too. Yeah, the SPY and Qs both good. The SPY is sitting right on the 8. The Qs are sitting just above the 8. They need to get below the 8 on the. I'm so sorry. Look at the daily chart. Yeah, they both have downside potential right now because they're both right up against resistance. So yep, this is a potential short setup if it breaks down below here. But you know, here's where your target would be, down here at this VWAP. Same thing with the SPY. Either one. Yeah, those are short setups right now. Again, you've got to see this thing break. I mean, you can take it here, all right, because you are coming below the 15 and make your stop at the 15. So you could trade that here. I don't have a lot of confidence in the market right now. You know, remember you're trading against the trend for the day. SPY is up here almost a full percent. So you're trading against the trend this morning. But it's very difficult to go long here with all the resistance above. So short is probably the way to trade it, and you're going to have to be extremely nimble because we're not going very fast in either direction here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get something to eat. I'll go ahead and shut down the YouTube stream. I appreciate everybody on YouTube out here today. Thanks for all the questions. I appreciate it. Nice to see you here. And I'll be back again with the YouTube feed Monday around between 11 and 11:15. I try to get it started. Depends on when I can get a little break from the trading. I have the trading room is open all day long, so I'm in here answering lots of questions, showing lots of charts all day long. So I look forward to seeing you folks back again. Again, if you're interested in the software or my room or the alert service, just call Rory at 786-732-4656, or you can go to rightlinetrading.com and get it there. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and ladies. We'll see everybody hopefully on Monday.